So, you want to start an airline? Many dream of passenger jets, but let me tell you, cargo is where the smart money often starts. Why? It's simply less complicated. Think about it. No demanding passengers to please, no intricate cabin service to design and deliver, no worries about lost luggage causing a public relations nightmare. The focus is purely on the goods, getting them from point A to point B safely and on time. This streamlined approach significantly lowers the barrier to entry, making it a more accessible venture for ambitious entrepreneurs looking to make their mark in the aviation sector. It's a different kind of flying, a different kind of business. The operational advantages are quite clear. Passenger airlines require extensive terminal infrastructure. Check-in counters, baggage handling systems, passenger lounges. These are costly and complex. Cargo operations, on the other hand, can often utilize more basic facilities. Warehouses and straightforward loading docks suffice. Ground handling for freight is more about efficiency and security of the items, not passenger comfort. This means quicker turnaround times on the ground. Less fuss, more flying. That's the mantra in the cargo world. This operational leanness translates directly into lower overheads and a quicker path to profitability if managed correctly. Furthermore, consider the nature of your customer. With cargo, you're primarily dealing business to business. Contracts can be more stable, often longer term. Passenger demand, however, is notoriously fickle. It's subject to seasonality, economic downturns affecting leisure travel, and even sudden shifts in travel trends. Cargo demand, while also cyclical, tends to be more closely tied to global trade and manufacturing output. This can provide a more predictable revenue stream, especially if you carve out a niche. Building strong relationships with freight forwarders and logistics companies is key rather than marketing to millions of individual travelers across the globe. Finally, the regulatory burden, while still significant, can be somewhat less intricate than for passenger carriers. Safety is paramount in all aviation, of course, but the specific regulations surrounding passenger rights, in-flight service standards, and complex ticketing rules simply don't apply. This doesn't mean it's easy, far from it, but the checklist of passenger-specific concerns is removed from your plate. This allows new cargo airlines to concentrate their resources on core operational excellence, flying safely, reliably, and efficiently. That focus is a powerful advantage when you're just starting out in this demanding yet rewarding industry. Every grand venture begins with a solid plan. Starting a cargo airline is no exception. Your business plan is your roadmap, it's your Bible. It must be meticulously researched and compellingly written. This document will outline your proposed routes, the types of cargo you intend to carry, your target market, and your competitive strategy. It needs to detail your management team's experience and expertise. Critically, it must present realistic financial projections, showing potential investors how and when they can expect a return on their investment. Don't skimp on this stage. A robust business plan is the foundation upon which your entire airline will be built, guiding your decisions for years. Next, let's talk aircraft. This is likely your biggest initial expense. You have choices. Do you buy new, glistening aircraft straight from the manufacturer, or do you opt for more affordable, pre-owned freighters? Perhaps converted passenger planes refitted for cargo are the way to go. Each option has its pros and cons regarding cost, efficiency, and maintenance. Consider the type of cargo you'll carry. Perishables might need temperature-controlled environments. Oversized goods require specific aircraft capabilities. Your fleet selection must align perfectly with your business model and the routes you plan to operate, ensuring you have the right tools for the job ahead. Choosing your base of operations is another critical decision. This isn't just about finding an empty hangar. You need access to good runways, of course, but also consider proximity to major industrial centers or logistics hubs. What are the airport fees and charges? Is there available skilled labor, such as aircraft mechanics and experienced pilots? The infrastructure around your chosen airport is just as important as the airport itself. This operational hub will be the heart of your airline, so choose wisely. It needs to support your current plans and offer room for future expansion as your business grows. Finally, assembling the right team is paramount. Aviation is not a solo endeavor. You need experienced professionals in flight operations, maintenance, ground handling, and commercial management. Your leadership team must possess a deep understanding of the aviation industry and the cargo market specifically. Investors will scrutinize your team's credentials as closely as your financial forecasts. A strong, credible team can inspire confidence and attract the necessary funding and partnerships. Remember, aircraft are important, but it's the people who will ultimately make your cargo airline soar to success or falter on the runway. Securing the necessary capital is, without a doubt, one of the most daunting aspects of launching any airline. For a cargo operation, while perhaps less than for a passenger giant, the sums are still substantial. Aircraft acquisition, or leasing, represents a massive upfront cost. Then there's fuel, a notoriously volatile expense. Maintenance, crew salaries, comprehensive insurance policies, and airport landing and handling fees all add up quickly. You need a clear-eyed view of these expenditures from day one. Your financial model must be robust enough to withstand initial low load factors and unexpected operational hiccups, which are almost inevitable in the early days. So, where does the money come from? There are several avenues to explore. Private investors, perhaps high net worth individuals or investment firms specializing in transportation or logistics, are a common source. Securing loans from banks or financial institutions is another option, though this often requires significant collateral and a very persuasive business case. Venture capital firms might be interested if you have a particularly innovative model or are targeting a high-growth niche within the cargo market. Some entrepreneurs even pool resources through partnerships. Each funding route has its own complexities, requirements, and implications for ownership and control. Developing watertight financial projections is non-negotiable. Investors and lenders will want to see detailed forecasts for revenue, costs, and profitability over several years. These projections must be based on sound market research and realistic operational assumptions. What are your expected cargo volumes? What rates can you charge? How will you manage fuel price fluctuations? A thoroughly stress-tested financial plan demonstrates that you understand the economic realities of the business. It shows you've anticipated challenges and have strategies in place to address them, building confidence among potential backers who are considering your proposal. Beyond initial startup capital, ongoing cash flow management is king. The aviation industry is capital intensive. You need sufficient working capital to cover daily operational expenses while waiting for payments from clients. Revenue models typically involve charging per kilogram or offering charter services for specific shipments. Some airlines secure long-term contracts with major shippers, providing a more stable income stream. Whatever your model, diligent financial oversight, tight cost control, and proactive revenue management are essential to keep your cargo airline financially healthy and flying high for the long term. This discipline is what separates fleeting attempts from enduring successes. Welcome to the world of aviation regulation. It's a complex landscape, but navigating it successfully is fundamental to getting your cargo airline off the ground. The single most important document you'll need is an Air Operator Certificate, or AOC. This is issued by your National Aviation Authority, the FAA in the United States, EASA in Europe, or similar bodies elsewhere. Obtaining an AOC is a rigorous process. It certifies that you have the personnel, aircraft, procedures, and financial stability to operate safely and legally. There are no shortcuts here. Meticulous preparation and full compliance are absolutely mandatory. Beyond the AOC, there's a raft of other permits and certifications. Each aircraft in your fleet must have an airworthiness certificate proving it's safe to fly. Depending on the goods you plan to transport and the international routes you intend to serve, you may need specific import-export licenses. If you're carrying dangerous goods, for example, there are stringent regulations and training requirements that must be met. Security clearances for your staff and adherence to international security protocols are also critical components of the regulatory framework you will need to master. The role of your National Aviation Authority cannot be overstated. They are not just gatekeepers, they are also partners in ensuring safety. They will scrutinize every aspect of your proposed operation, from your maintenance programs to your pilot training manuals. Expect detailed inspections and audits before your AOC is granted, and ongoing oversight once you are operational. Building a transparent and cooperative relationship with the regulatory authorities is crucial. They want to see a commitment to the highest safety standards, and demonstrating this from the outset will smooth your path considerably through this complex process. Compliance is not a one-time hurdle, it's an ongoing commitment. Safety and security regulations are constantly evolving, and you must stay abreast of these changes. This requires dedicated personnel and robust internal processes for managing regulatory compliance. Failure to comply can result in hefty fines, suspension of operations, or even revocation of your AOC. For a cargo airline, where reliability and trust are paramount, a spotless regulatory record is a significant asset. It's the bedrock of a sustainable and respected business in the skies, ensuring your operations meet global standards. Section 5, Liftoff, a step-by-step guide to launching operations. All right, you've got the vision, the drive, and an understanding of the initial hurdles. Let's break down the launch sequence into manageable steps. First, as we've discussed, that comprehensive business plan is your absolute starting point. This isn't just a document for investors, it's your operational playbook. Alongside its development, you must begin the crucial process of securing your initial seed funding. These two elements go hand in hand. A strong plan attracts funding, and funding allows you to execute the plan. This foundational stage sets the trajectory for everything that follows in your ambitious journey. With initial funding potentially in sight, you can move to Step 2, the Air Operator Certificate application process. This is a marathon, not a sprint, so start early. Concurrently, begin the aircraft acquisition or leasing process. You can't get an AOC without aircraft, and you can't operate aircraft commercially without an AOC. These parallel tracks must converge. This phase requires patience, meticulous attention to detail, and often the guidance of experienced aviation consultants who can help you navigate the intricate requirements of the regulatory bodies overseeing aviation safety and operations. Step 3 involves building your team and establishing your core infrastructure. This means recruiting and training your flight crews, pilots, and any necessary flight engineers. You'll need qualified aircraft maintenance technicians, ground operations staff, and a competent management team to oversee logistics, sales, and finance. Simultaneously, you'll be setting up your main operating base, securing hangarage, office space, and any necessary warehousing facilities. This is where your airline begins to take physical shape, transforming from a plan on paper into a tangible operational entity ready for the skies. Finally, Step 4, the home stretch before your first commercial flight. This involves finalizing your operational procedures, securing your initial cargo contracts, and conducting proving flights. Proving flights are required by regulatory authorities to demonstrate that your airline can operate safely and in accordance with your approved procedures. Once these are successfully completed and all regulatory approvals are in hand, you're ready for your inaugural commercial operation. It's a moment of immense satisfaction, the culmination of months, perhaps years of hard work, dedication, and unwavering belief in your cargo airline vision. Section 6, Ground Control, Mastering Logistics and Infrastructure. An airline doesn't just exist in the sky, its success is equally dependent on what happens on the ground. Mastering logistics and infrastructure is absolutely critical for a cargo carrier. You need efficient ground handling. This includes the loading and unloading of aircraft, cargo palletization, and ensuring the safe and secure transfer of goods. You can choose to partner with established ground handling companies at the airports you serve, or, if your scale permits, you might consider developing your own in-house capabilities for greater control and potentially lower long-term costs, a significant strategic decision for your new airline. Warehousing and sorting facilities are another key piece of the puzzle. Unless you're operating purely point-to-point with full aircraft loads from a single shipper, you'll need space to consolidate, sort, and temporarily store cargo. This might involve leasing space in existing airport cargo villages, or, for larger operations, investing in your own dedicated facilities. The efficiency of these facilities directly impacts your turnaround times and your ability to meet customer deadlines. Secure, well-organized warehousing is not just a cost, it's a vital component of your service offering, ensuring goods are handled professionally. Technology plays an increasingly important role in modern air cargo logistics. Robust cargo tracking systems are essential, providing visibility to both you and your customers. Sophisticated flight planning software helps optimize routes for fuel efficiency and timeliness. Reliable communication systems are needed to coordinate between flight crews, ground staff, and central operations. Investing in the right technology can streamline your processes, reduce errors, and enhance customer satisfaction. In today's fast-paced global economy, real-time information and digital integration are no longer luxuries, but necessities for competitive advantage. And let's not forget route planning and network development. Which cities will you connect? What are the primary trade lanes for your target cargo types? Securing landing slots at busy airports can be challenging and requires careful negotiation and planning. Building a logical and profitable route network takes time and market intelligence. You might start with a few key routes and gradually expand as your reputation grows and demand increases. Your network is effectively your product, defining where you can deliver value to your shipping customers around the world. Section 7. Wisdom from the air, lessons from industry veterans. The air cargo industry has its share of giants, airlines that started small and grew into global players. Think of FedEx or UPS. While their integrated models are vast, their early days often focused on identifying and serving a specific market need with precision. FedEx, for instance, revolutionized express delivery. The lesson here is the power of a niche. Don't try to be everything to everyone from day one. Identify a specific type of cargo, a particular trade route, or a unique service offering where you can excel and build a strong reputation before broadening your horizons. One crucial lesson often learned the hard way is the importance of adaptability. The global market is dynamic. E-commerce has boomed, creating massive demand for air freight. Geopolitical shifts can alter trade flows overnight. New regulations can emerge. Seasoned professionals will tell you that inflexible business models rarely survive long in aviation. You must build an organization that can anticipate change, react swiftly, and pivot when necessary. This might mean adjusting your fleet, exploring new routes, or diversifying your cargo portfolio to stay ahead of the curve and maintain your competitive edge. Another universal truth from established cargo airlines is the non-negotiable importance of maintenance and reliability. Your aircraft are your primary assets. A grounded aircraft isn't earning revenue. It's costing you money and, more importantly, damaging your reputation with customers. A rigorous, proactive maintenance schedule coupled with a culture of safety and quality is paramount. Clients entrust you with valuable goods. Delivering them consistently on time and in perfect condition builds the trust that underpins long-term contracts and a successful business. Reliability is your best marketing tool in the cargo world. Finally, a common cautionary tale involves the perils of overly ambitious expansion or underestimating the true operational costs. Growth is exciting, but it must be sustainable and well-funded. Expanding your fleet or route network too quickly without the supporting infrastructure, cash flow, or market demand can stretch resources dangerously thin. Similarly, it's easy to underestimate the cumulative impact of fuel, maintenance, crew, and regulatory compliance costs. Prudent financial management and realistic growth planning are vital lessons from those who have navigated these skies for decades, ensuring longevity. Section 8. Navigating headwinds, common challenges and smart solutions. Every industry faces its challenges, and air cargo is no different. One of the most significant and persistent is fuel price volatility. Fuel can represent a huge portion of an airline's operating costs, and its price can fluctuate wildly due to geopolitical events or global supply issues. Smart airlines employ various strategies to mitigate this risk. Fuel hedging, where you agree to purchase fuel at a predetermined price in the future, is one common tactic. Investing in more fuel-efficient aircraft, even if the upfront cost is higher, can also yield long-term savings and reduce exposure to price shocks. Competition is another constant. You'll be entering a market with established players, some of whom have vast networks and deep pockets. Competing solely on price can be a race to the bottom. Instead, focus on finding your niche, as we've discussed. Perhaps you can offer specialized services for temperature-sensitive pharmaceuticals, oversized project cargo, or provide exceptional service to underserved regional markets. Differentiating your airline through superior customer service, reliability, or unique capabilities is often a more sustainable path to success than simply trying to be the cheapest option available to shippers. the global stage itself can present unforeseen challenges. Geopolitical instability can disrupt air routes, lead to airspace closures, or impact international trade agreements and sanctions. Economic downturns in key markets can reduce demand for air freight. While these macro factors are often beyond your direct control, building a resilient and agile business model is key. Diversifying your route network and customer base where possible can help cushion the impact of localized disruptions. Staying informed about global events and having contingency plans in place is simply prudent business practice. Lastly, the availability of skilled labor, particularly pilots and aircraft maintenance technicians, can be a significant challenge. There are global shortages in these professions, leading to increased recruitment costs and wage pressures. Investing in training programs, offering competitive compensation and benefits, and fostering a positive work environment are crucial for attracting and retaining the talent you need to operate safely and efficiently. Your people are your most valuable asset, and ensuring you have a skilled and motivated team is essential for navigating the complexities of the cargo airline industry successfully. Section 9. Future freight, long-term growth and the cargo promise. Despite the challenges, the long-term outlook for the air cargo industry remains incredibly promising. Global trade continues to expand, and e-commerce is a relentless engine driving demand for fast, reliable shipping services across continents. Businesses increasingly rely on just-in-time supply chains, where air freight plays an indispensable role for high-value and time-sensitive goods. As an aspiring cargo airline owner, you are positioning yourself to capitalize on these enduring global trends, connecting economies and facilitating commerce in a way that few other industries can. This is not just a business, it's a vital link in the world's economic chain. The potential for specialization offers exciting avenues for growth. Beyond general cargo, there are numerous niche markets. Transporting temperature-sensitive pharmaceuticals requires specialized equipment and handling procedures, a high-value market. The movement of perishables like fresh flowers, seafood, or exotic fruits across the globe is another. Carrying oversized or project cargo, such as large machinery or aerospace components, demands specific aircraft and expertise. Identifying and catering to these specialized needs can create a strong competitive advantage and yield higher margins, moving beyond standard freight. As your cargo airline establishes itself and builds a track record of reliability, opportunities for expansion will naturally arise. This could involve adding new routes to your network, tapping into emerging markets with growing manufacturing sectors or consumer demand. You might consider expanding your fleet, acquiring larger or more specialized aircraft to meet evolving customer needs. Strategic partnerships or alliances with other logistics providers or even other airlines could open up further avenues for growth, extending your reach and service capabilities without necessarily requiring massive capital outlays initially. Ultimately, launching and growing a cargo airline is a profoundly rewarding endeavor. Yes, it demands significant capital, meticulous planning, and unwavering dedication. But the satisfaction of building a business that physically connects the world, that enables trade and delivers essential goods, is immense. You become a critical part of the global supply chain, supporting industries and communities. The sky isn't just the limit, it's your operational domain. With the right strategy and execution, your cargo airline can achieve sustained growth and profitability, fulfilling the dynamic promise of future freight.